Okay, what's up, my Naparazzians? We got playwright and film director Don B Welch, man. Thanks for taking the interview. How you feeling today, Don?
I'm feeling pretty good. Not yesterday, but today I feel pretty good.
Today's a good day, then. That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let us, my Naparazzians, know where'd you grow up and how was it like?
Where did I grow up? In
Yes,
Philly.
in Philly. Okay,
I grew up
Philly.
in Philly, and I actually love Philly and still do. It's still my favorite place. I just happen to live and work in Los Angeles, but all
Right.
my family is back in Philly.
Okay, Philly. Okay, so how was it like growing up in Philly, though? How does that differ from LA, from where you are now?
Well, it's a lot different. I mean, Philly is the city of neighborhoods, so basically, you have everybody around, you know. But my childhood years were good in Philly. I enjoyed doing in Philly.
Okay.
The only thing that I don't miss about back east
Hmm.
is the snow and the cold.
Okay, yeah, I
I'd
can.
prefer not to have the four seasons. I like it. I like the weather out here in LA.
Right. I'm trying to get there, Don. Let's pray. I'm trying to get there.
Where are you?
I'm in
What city?
Indianapolis. I'm in Indianapolis. We got
Oh,
all four
I,
seasons.
she's like my sister. I have like a sister there.
Okay, yeah, we got all four seasons, man. We it's hard to get
I
through.
know.
It's
But it
hard to
gets
get through.
crazy cold there though, and the
It
snow
does.
gets crazy
It does. It does. It's cold now. It's chilly now. But you've been a
there. Oh, is
playwright
it?
for over 25 years. How'd you get
Hmm.
started in the business?
Well, okay. When I started out in the industry, I was a singer.
Okay.
I used to have a very, very popular sort of like nightclub act
Okay.
and a band and backup singers and everything. But in 1986, I was in a play off Broadway called Miss Lizzie's Real Cafe, and it was about an actor who has passed. Matter of fact, he passed this year.
Right.
Adam Wade. He was the first African American to have its own game show, but he
Right.
was a writer and director, and he put me in this stage play. I was one of the stars of it. And one night I was on stage and I was looking out at the audience, and I thought, Adam wrote this, directed it, and produced. I can do this,
Right. Right.
and that was the beginning of me writing my very first stage play.
Wow. So Adam really inspired you then by that.
He did because basically prior to that, I mean, I always wrote, but I didn't think about doing plays. You know, I was in them. I didn't
Right.
really think about writing and directing stuff. And then when I saw that because he came from a recording career, like he
Okay.
had hit records and stuff like that, and then he was in movies and a lot of television stuff, and he decided to start writing his own stage production. So when I saw that, um, I literally was in the middle of the show, and I remember zoning out, looking at, and I thought, I can do this.
Right.
So that's
Right.
what I did, and he was very encouraging to me about doing that.
That is incredible to get that type of encouragement from somebody. Most people want to hold that everything for themselves, so it's kind of hard to give
Right.
it out. So it's nice to know
Well, he
that people were doing that.
well he he was a veteran then, so
Okay.
his whole thing was, I've already done all this stuff, and if somebody comes to me, you know, for some advice as to wanting to do something like this,
Right.
I want to be able to help them. Well, that's what he did. That's how he was,
That's
and
good.
that's how you should be. That's
Yeah.
how. That's really how more of us should be of our own people, but a lot of us aren't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm
It's,
finding it now. So yeah, you're absolutely right. So what got you into film? Because you've been a playwright for 25 years. You kind of found your niche
uh,
in playwrights. What made you cross over to film?
well, okay. So let's go back. It's really 30 years.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
what?
wrote the first one in 87, 88.
Oh, okay.
So that's about, is that 30 years? That's over 30 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was born
So,
in
so
87. Yeah.
yeah. So in 2013, um, I wrote one of my stage plays was turned into like a film,
Yeah.
and I didn't direct that when I turned it over to one of my co-producing partners to direct. But I watched that and I thought, okay, I can do that. And then what happened is during the pandemic,
Hmm.
there was no theater. So,
Yeah.
you know, I said I always wanted to write a film, a screenplay based on baby girls, which is what I had done. And, you know, so that started it, like literally for real, for real.
Yeah.
And and then directing television, I'm doing that now, as
Right.
well as film, but I'll never leave theater. I love theater. It's my first love. Television and film, what that does is it's a natural progression in the industry to go to do that if you can do it.
Right.
And also it allows more people around the world to see what you do. With the success of Baby Girl being my first really film, I was shocked at the number of people and the number of countries that embraced it and was like, yo, this is an awesome, short film. So yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm in the midst of doing my second one now.
Okay. So tell my audience, what is Baby Girl about?
Baby Girl is dealing with a topic that a lot of people like to shove under the rug and don't talk about.
Yes.
And that's Black and brown girls who have been abducted and sold into sex trafficking, which is really more rampant than people know.
It is.
And from the ages of like 7 and 17, the statistics are crazy. And we don't get the press for our girls as everybody else does.
We don't.
When our girls are missing, we're told, well, they probably just ran away or they're from a broken home, all that kind of crazy shit, which is not really the case.
Yeah.
And so what happens is so many of these kids are being literally abducted, sold, traded. I was shocked. So I figured that with doing Baby Girl, I would be able to really pull the cover off. Now, it is a very disturbing film, and but that's what I wanted. I wanted people to be uncomfortable.
Right.
Because this is happening every day. I can tell your audience right now that there's some girls that have been rescued. You'll never guess what 3 words have been branded onto their bodies. And that is cash, ATM, and daddy. And they're told that because they're told that's what you are to us. That's what you are to us. And so therefore, forget your name, forget your family. It's very disheartening. It's horrible. They're snatching little boys too, but the girls' ratio is much higher.
Right. I think we've been seeing it a lot in the news now with the girls. They putting stuff on your cars. They're tagging your cars to show that you're vulnerable. So this is a great movie for America, for the world, really to really get their teeth into, because they're not talking about it enough. We see everything else on the news in other countries. But don't talk about what's going on in our own backyard.
Well, they do. They just don't talk about Black and brown girls
enough. Yeah, they'll talk about
it. They talking about it. Yeah, they rarely are talking about our girls.
Our girls, and when we target it, and I'm glad that you shedding light on it. Like, that's big for you to do that. Does that scare you in any type of way to bring that to the light?
No. What scared me, which was the fear of it, was that was I going to be able to do it justice? Because I knew I was going to be under the microscope. I knew people would, first of all, you have the people that'll say, well, what does he know about that? What kind of research has he done? Right. And, all that kind of stuff like that. I knew that the project had to look well and be done well, acted well, written well, directed well, produced well. And it is.
Right. Okay. Hey, you got over 30 years of experience working with this stuff. So they gotta know you coming with it. You definitely coming with it. Now, we've seen you in the media lately with stars like Ginuwine, Will Smith. How do you begin your friendships? Are they like your genuine friends or just people that you work with?
Well, let's start with Will. Will's family and my family have been connected since, years and years, because we lived across the street from each other.
Wow.
So that was that connection. Ginuwine, and Will is like family. I don't really consider him like a friend. He's like family. Right. I don't see him as much because of his schedule, always hipping. But he's been very instrumental in my career in this town and has been very supportive of everything that I have done. I owe that guy so much. That's number one.
Yeah.
I owe him so much. That's number one. Number two, Ginuwine and I, we met in 2007 because one of my plays was on national tour and the promoters wanted to put an R&B artist in. Right. And so it was Ginuwine. So I was like, okay, whatever, not knowing that we were going to become so close. This guy is a genuine, no pun intended, a genuine, very beautiful person, beautiful heart, a big heart, and people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that side of him. They know what shows and all, but he is an awesome person. I consider him one of my best friends. He is like a brother.
That's hard to come by in this world. I know it is. So that's very, very hard to come by. With his recent, he was in the news earlier this week for doing a stunt that didn't go so well. So we've been praying for him here.
Yeah,
so
actually, so many people hit me up. Hit me up. But I actually talked to him that day, and he's fine. Not only was he fine, he actually went right back out on the road every night. He's back on the road doing his shows. Yeah, he was very, very. He felt very good that enough people care enough to reach out and find out. Definitely. So I told him one thing. Well, when the show airs, it's gonna be some big ass ratings.
Ain't that it? The ratings gonna go out the roof. And I'm glad he's back on the road. That's a champion right there. Don't you think? Just to go right back at it. He's a champion, man. We always love his voice. Love him.
He's actually one of our kings of R&B. People need to not forget that. Here's a guy that has sold 6-7 million records, has multi-platinum albums and singles, selling a double platinum. First of all, these people that selling to get a gold record today or a platinum record today is not like yesterday. Today, it's not 100,000 units or whatever, 200,000 units. They're like, oh, you're gold. No, he was selling 1 million per record, 2 million per album, double platinum. So come on.
When people actually had to get out their bed and actually go down to the record shop and go get $19.99 record. Yeah, right. There ain't no streaming. You had to get up, cold, snow, rain, hail. You had to get up and go get that record. And he made it.
That's right.
And to hear that he's the same OG, hey man, Ginuwine, you got our love for life, man. Straight up. So what's next for you, Don? What's next?
Well, I'm in the middle of filming something right now called Just Before Sundown, which is another social issue that I'm dealing with that needs to be talked about. And that is how our youth are being cyberbullied to the point that a lot of them are contemplating suicide, and a lot of them go forth with that. And so we're dealing with a 15-year-old boy, character named Jaden Sloan, who is dealing with a lot in his life in school, and how he's being targeted on the internet, called names. And see, when I was in school, you had a fight at recess and things are over.
Right. Yep.
Somebody would call your name, you fought at recess, it was all over.
Yep.
Nowadays, it's behind the keyboard. That's what they're doing. And so they are targeting our kids. And a lot of times the kids aren't even telling their parents, because they're like, I don't want my parent to go up to the school, because then it's like I'm a punk and all that. But it's really, if you Google how many kids are contemplating suicide that are being cyberbullied and suffering silently with depression, once again I'm like, okay, let's pull the lid off this. But after this, I'm done with this topic. It's heavy for a minute.
So you done taking the lid off after this one. But we have to have these stories, though, because it's happening. And it's happening to our people. Nowadays you get in a fight and it makes the internet, too. You're going viral for getting beat up. And then that's a whole person.
Yeah, exactly. And when that happens, if a kid happens to lose the fight, then the ridicule begins, because they pass the videos on to everybody. Oh, look at Josh, he just got beat up. Oh, my God, did you see that? And then the kid has to go back to school, deal with all of that. And that's why I don't also appreciate these videos when parents are correcting their children, and sometimes they will beat them, or they'll say put them on the internet and film them being punished.
Yeah, that's crazy. Listen,
do you understand what kind of damage that is to a kid?
Yeah.
Because now, see, when I got my behind beat, which was a lot.
Yeah, me too.
It was in the house. It was in my house.
Yeah.
You know, once
Yeah.
I went outside, somebody said, "Hey, did you get a beat?" No, I ain't getting no beat.
I'm wiping tears. Ain't that happened to me?
Right, right. But
Yeah.
but what do you do when you sign on and the kids done filmed you, the World Star or whatever they go, oh, look at this, look, and they're filming these kids. It's hard. It's horrible.
It is horrible. I got a friend right now, I can't name him, but he's dealing with that, just playing basketball, and he's grown. And it's circulating around the internet with him getting choked up and stuff. So it's crazy. It applies to kids, but even us adults, everybody don't want to be seen on camera. And you got to have some type of dignity when we got that camera and that phone in our hands. We got to keep our dignity, man, at some point. You know what I mean?
They're not doing that because what happens is everybody wants to be. That's why I think they call Instagram. It's instant whatever.
Instant.
Yep. Oh, let's put it right out. Let's get it out there.
Yep, instant. Nobody takes time
until they become the target of it.
Yeah. Then you're reporting it. Then you're reporting on Instagram. You know what I mean? Right. So it's nice to see both sides of it, man. I see both sides of it, and we just got to keep some dignity as entertainers and as writers and as a magazine, even. You know what I mean? What we do. So let me get your top 5 entertainers of all time, because this is what we're here for. We need to top 5.
Okay, now wait a minute. Are you talking music? Are you talking actors? Because it's just different.
Okay. I got to know music. Acting. Yeah, I got to go music. I got to go music now.
Okay, no. Okay, top 5.
Top 5, dead or alive. They don't got to be still here.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. That's good. Okay, all right. Okay, dead or alive. Mm-hmm. Hey. Michael Jackson.
Gotta be.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Chris Brown.
Chris, yeah. Hey.
See, there's so many. Like, okay.
There is a lot.
I said Whitney, Michael,
Chris
Brown.
We got two more. Don. We got two more.
Yeah. I know I'm missing somebody. Oh, how can I forget? Are you kidding me? She's number 1 in my life, Aretha. Are you kidding?
The queen.
Come on now.
Okay.
Okay,
my mom gonna love you now.
And then I think number 5.
Yeah.
See, number 5 is rough because there's a lot of people on that spot. But just for the sake of it, I'm gonna say El DeBarge, because I think El DeBarge is literally Marvin Gaye.
He gets slept on. El gets slept on a lot.
Some of that. But some of that's been
Yeah.
But listen, at the end of the day, that man is a genius.
He is, man.
Composing, playing the piano, the song. He is Marvin Gaye. Yeah. Like literally, you're watching. He's a genius.
And what he does, I agree, man. And I'm kind of biased because he's from Midwest. He's from Michigan. I'm from Indiana. I gotta go there. That was a good choice. That's a good choice.
Yeah, he's number 5. But there's some other people that will be mad at me right now, but I have to put him there.
Hey, this was a good top 5. I wasn't expecting that in your top 5. I knew Michael and Whitney and Aretha. Come on now, we gotta. We are black. We gotta go them. You know what I mean? But El DeBarge was
I got so many more in that category. Like literally, like Kenny Lattimore, and that's my friend. But I didn't put him in the top 5 because those other people right there. Actually, he ties. I know you didn't say nothing about that, but he ties with El for different reasons. Like literally, yeah.
And I think Kenny just got a voice. One of those, his voice is going to transcend time. Like it doesn't.
See, you get me in trouble. Wait a minute. You get me in trouble.
Yeah,
because then there's other people too. Like come on, you should have said top 10 because I got Kelly Price and Nancy Wilson, Stephanie Mills. Come on, there's so many. Like literally, that's an unfair question.
That is. But we had to do it. We wouldn't be Naparazzi if we didn't. We had to break it down to the top.
All right.
That was good. So who do you enjoy working with in your years of filmmaking and being a playwright? Who are the people that you enjoy working with most?
I'm not gonna lie. There's been so many recognizable names that have done my work.
Right.
I've enjoyed working with everybody except for one.
Right. Right.
I'm not going to say their name because that's not fair.
Yeah, it's not.
But I will never work with them again. But basically, every experience has really been, like literally, like when you start talking about the people that have done a Don B Welch production, and you start seeing Loretta Devine, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Dawn Lewis, Essence Atkins, Ginuwine, Kelly Price, Lynn Whitfield, Kenny Lattimore, Marla Gibbs, Jack A. Harry, Dorian Wilson, Ernest Thomas, Eamon Joseph. There's like the list goes on and on. Darius McCrary and Keith Robinson, Eva Marcel.
Yes.
What's the girl name? Melinda Williams. It's been Vanessa Williams.
Wow.
Tony Rock.
Right.
Oh God, it's so many names of people, and I'm forgetting so many. But I've been blessed by these people to love my work enough to say that they want to be a part of it. And what's really great is the majority of them were a part of it more than one time.
Right. Right. So there's something about
Ali,
you. Yeah.
Tatiana Ali, Frida Payne. It's been so many.
Wow, you are Black Hollywood. Do you realize that? You've worked with great people.
My background don't say that though.
It will. Let's put that in the universe. It will. It's coming. It's coming. Your flowers.
I love some of the newer kids. I call them kids.
Right.
That are on TV and films now. And a lot of them started with me, or they at least with me, for a couple of productions. I look at Brandy Evans, who's the star of P-Valley. Then Melissa L. Williams, the star of Tyler Perry's, not The Oval, Ruthless.
Oh, Ruthless, yeah.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
Even a young lady that's in Sisters. She didn't start with me, but she was in a show too. KJ Smith. There's so many of these kids that I see them on television. And I remember Loretta Devine wrote me an email about a year or two ago, and she said, you ought to be really proud, because she said, I go on many film and TV sets and I see these actors who run up to me and they say, oh, Miss Loretta, I was in the play with you that you did with Don Welch, and he got me started. And that's a wonderful feeling, to know that you've been able to, when you can have somebody like Marla Gibbs, who's 91 years old, who you grew up looking at, and and she take your work and say yes and become your friend. And then you come all the way down to these young kids that are on TV and film today, and they're saying, oh, I was in a Don B Welch production, I was in a film of his or a play of his. That's a good feeling.
It has to be, right, at this point, to have worked with those people.
Then it's like Christian Keys and Kiki Haynes. So many of them. I can't even tell you. I didn't get those two people started. I'm just saying they were in my productions. Right.
So they had to pass through you, and you know what I mean. So for them to praise you the way that they do, it says something about you. You have to know.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. We ain't gonna worry about the ones that ain't. We ain't worried about them. They ain't doing that anyway.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some of them conveniently forget.
Yeah. How do you deal with
cool.
How do you deal with
that?
You know
how I deal with it?
Yeah.
I'm fine with it, and I'm gonna tell you why. I didn't give you the job or cast you because I wanted you to praise me.
Right.
I was just trying to help you get to the next level and step. But it's funny. I run into a couple of them on the red carpet, or I see a couple of them that got a little TV show here and there, and this is what I get.
Are you serious? That is crazy.
And it's okay, because you know what I say? Be very careful, because I ain't never seen a man shoot an arrow up in the sky and it didn't come back down.
Woo! I'm gonna use that one, Don. I'm gonna take that one with me.
Never. So I just say, okay.
Well, what goes up has to come down.
Wait, I see you. And what that Nene say? We see each other. I see you. But it's good though. I'm happy that you've gone on.
Right, we're gonna give him that hand clap.
Shoot that arrow. Brother. Shoot the arrow up. I ain't never seen one that didn't come back down.
You got to come back down. Then what do you do? How do you look at a person when you kind of snubbed them? How do you do that? because God
Well,
will put them in a position to need you again.
I'm still going to treat you the same way I did.
Wow.
Because you know what I know? I know that when you lay your head down at night, you know I was here for you.
Wow. That's big word.
When somebody else was, when you came here from down south,
right,
and nobody knew who you was, you went off the bus with a broken down suitcase.
Right. With nothing in it.
And now you on TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, that is the realest statement I've ever heard, man, because most people, they'll get them back in that position and do the person the same way, but we don't get nowhere like that. You know what I mean? We just don't get anywhere like that. As long as your person shows you their colors, what they say, you believe them, and that's it.
Absolutely.
That's it. Now I have to shout out Studio Q show, because that's what I seen you on, and I love Studio Q. I mean, I look to her like Whitney Houston. I look to her, man. So what is one of the things you had said though on that show is that your mother had passed away, and I'm sorry to hear about that too.
Thank you.
You said if you could talk to her again, you wouldn't talk to her. You would just hug her.
Well, see, here's the thing. I think what I meant by that is this. What I said was, if God came to me and said, Don, since you were so good to your mother, I'm going to give you 5 more minutes to say anything to her that you want. And I would say, well, God, listen, can I use my 5 minutes just to hug her? Because we said everything to each other.
That was so deep to me, Don. I lost my sister and we were really close. That day, it kind of changed me, because I'm like, I've said everything I need to say to my sister. She know I love her. We share.
And guess what? And you know what? Yeah. Wherever you are, spiritual or religious, she is right there with you. I feel her. She's
even stronger now. It's kind of weird. I feel even more now than when she was here. It's kind of weird, you know. But I wanted to let you know that statement really helped me get over it. I mean, we fall into depression when we lose people sometimes.
Absolutely. Listen, I still have those days where I'm not coping that well.
Right. Me too.
With the loss. But I also believe in the circle of life, and I understand what has to happen. But it don't mean that I'm walking around and I'm not feeling it. Some days I feel it, and it can be a strong memory or something that pop right up, and the floodgates.
They start coming.
And sometimes people say, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Yes. Those are happy tears. Yes. Those are tears of gratitude and love. Right. I'm not crying because I'm sad. Right. My mom was ready to go, and God was ready for her to come. Right.
And that's that. And that's that. And
that doesn't mean that I don't have those days.
Right.
Because I do. Like you have those days about your sister.
Yeah, I do all the time. And I just hear her saying, "Boy, you better keep going. You can't stop. Right. You keep going." And I'm like, "Okay, sis, let me keep typing. I got to keep going."
How long did you lost her?
It's been since 2016. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that was my dog. That was my right hand.
And that's another thing too. People have to realize there's no expiration date on grief.
There's nope. I've learned that.
There isn't. There really isn't. I wish somebody would tell me to get over it.
Yeah, I've been told that. Believe it or not, I had to cut them people off.
You tell me that. Listen to me. If you tell me that, it's a wrap. I'm blocking you.
It was.
You don't tell me that.
It was. That was my best friend. It's going to be hard for that. It gets a little easier, but you can't tell nobody when to grieve and how to grieve. I mean, I didn't even cry for the first year trying to be strong, you know? So it hits us all different. Well, thank you for taking the interview, Don. This has been amazing. Amazing. And baby girl, when is it out? Is it going to theaters or how's this working? Netflix?
Actually, we've already been picked up by a network. Okay. I just can't tell you which one right now. Okay. But starting in 2023, wonderful opportunity after going through so many festivals around the world and actually winning so many of them. Right. We were actually able to we got picked up. So I'm excited about that. By the way, I have a new project coming out that I didn't write, but I directed the first 4 episodes. It's called Hush. It's going to be coming out December the 1st. It's 8 episode series. Hush is sort of like a cross between Scandal and it's
good. Be watching. You said something about Scandal. We're gonna be watching.
Yeah, but And that's another show that I'm trying to think of, and maybe Empire. Like it has those type of things going on, but I think people are going to love it. It's called Hush, and it'll be on All Black, the streaming service All Black and We TV.
Okay.
Starting December 1st. I was blessed to be able to have the opportunity to direct the first 4 episodes.
Okay. So
that was my first time.
Watch out for Hush and Baby Girl. Those are the 2 big things that Don has got going on, and we got to support him. We got to support our people because they're going to support their people. So we got to support ours. Thank you again for this interview. And before we go, what advice do you have for young Black actors like myself that want to get into the game? What is your advice for us?
You just got to get in.
Right.
Just do it.
Right.
Now I don't know how the theater or television or film, now Indianapolis used to have a pretty big theater. They have the Madam C.J. Walker Theater there, right?
Yep.
I don't know, but here's what you got to do. You just got to jump in. And you can't. It's never too late, no matter how old you are. It's never too late. But if you really want to do this, there are some acting theater companies in Indianapolis that may get you started because there may not be that many films there, but you can take some classes. And then once you do that, you're in there, you'll start looking for an agent or whatever. You can do it. One of the worst things you can ever do is deal with procrastination. A lot of times we always say, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But the answer is like, well, why aren't you doing it right now?
Right.
Get started now.
Yeah.
You have to stand yourself in front of the mirror and understand that the mirror is truth serum.
Yeah, it is.
So if you want this, Josh, you can have it.
Right.
The only person or thing stopping Josh from getting more into acting and doing more of that is Josh.
Wow, that's big. I'm gonna take that and run with it. I'm gonna take that one and run with it. Thank you for that. And I'll be seeing you soon. You'll see me. Thank you for taking this interview, man. This has been great. This is Don B. Welch. Get to know him. Naparazzi Magazine. We out.
Take care now.
All right.